Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to the Camcast or Dappercast, whichever one you prefer. I am your host, Cam. Been called a few different names: Killer Cam, Clean Cam. I like them all. Well, mainly those two the most, but anyway, welcome once again to the show. On this show, you all know that I discuss various topics just about life skills and self-development in a sense. And those who continue to tune in, I hope that you do gain something from the interaction or the knowledge I like to put out from that in which I gather constantly. It's something I like to do. I find myself listening to a lot of things, reading a lot of things, paying attention to a lot of things, and I form conclusions that maybe not everybody agrees with, and that's okay, because everybody's entitled to their own opinions, and that's fine by me. And it's not that my opinions are judgmental or anything. They're just more so of understanding of the world in which we live in. So with all that being said, without further ado, let's get into it. So today, I want to discuss a topic that I find very intriguing, and it's just a good topic. The topic is going to be procrastination. Procrastination. Procrastination is something that a number of individuals, I wouldn't say suffer from, but they experience from over time for quite a while until they finally just get sick and tired of it. Procrastination is something I would say that I often experience or used to experience. It leads to a sense of anxiety in a sense because, well, it's just that simple, you got to get something done, which is where it comes from, it's a result of basically putting something off. And I mean, that's not a accurate definition. I'm just talking, but in a sense, it is said that one of the number one answers to anxiety is action. And, well, with procrastination, it brings about just a lot of anxiety, a lot of mistakes that may happen due to that anxiety because you're rushing to get something done or because you waited and then, you begin to think, man, I wish I'm definitely going to do this better next time, or I'm going to change something. I'm going to make some changes to make certain that I don't feel this way again. And I used to say that a lot until finally I just got tired of constantly saying it. And I just said, you know what? I know when this is going to come up. I know I need to be prepared by this point. So, hey, let's just do it. I had a number of examples in front of my face on both sides. A number of people, more so a number of people who continue to show you the effects and the downsides to procrastination, and a number of people who show you the rewards that you deal with or that you get to enjoy by not engaging or I don't really want to say stooping, but going to that level of procrastinating in a sense. So sometimes it kind of just depends as to what you want to pay attention to. We get examples all the time. I might have said this on another episode. I'm not for sure, but we we get plenty of examples of how something should be done. Sometimes it just takes the individual. I mean, you can decide. And I mean, some of us, you might say, oh, well, we were built this way. We saw these examples and that's it. And that's fine. I mean, you know, you can say that at a certain job too. And, the one that doesn't feel that way, that wants to be inspired, that, is probably coming built a different way, is just going to say, okay, thanks. I mean, you basically just, sold him your slot or her. So, selling your slot, interesting. Anyway, yeah, so I kind of just said, well, you know what? There are people that I constantly observe that are right on it. They, whether it be school, work, a social event that's coming up that requires a lot of thinking and, input, things like that, it's something that you really should not wait until, like, I want to say the night before, but some might even say the hour before. It's just, it brings a lot of just emotions of just, I've got to do better. I've got to do better. And I've been there many times, and I'm just thinking, like, but as I'm there, I'm just thinking to myself, like, sometimes you just get tired of losing, and you're not really losing, but you just get tired of thinking, I don't like the way that this is being done. Is there a better way to do it, and to where I don't have to experience this every single time or think about this the very next time that I engage in something like this. And just for the record, I have on basically a blue suit, gray shirt, and some brown Oxfords. But just thought I'd throw that in there with a pocket square and a label pen. But anyway, back to what I was saying is that I just thought, well, you know what? I don't really want, if you're a person that deals with anxiety from time to time, sometimes you might think that you want to eliminate as many ways that you might feel anxiety. And I guess that's just simply how I began to feel, is that, there are other things that, bother me, or that, might become something to, put my all into. Of course, I try to put my all in everything, including this. But anyway, basically what I'm saying is that if there's something that I can eliminate from constantly feeling like this, then I'm going to try it. And especially if I have the example right in front of me, I don't even care if it's one person, or maybe if it's just being told to me. That's really all you got to tell me. Like, and everyone else around me is doing what I'm doing or worse. Like, that's fine by me, I mean, not everybody strikes inspiration, so, and I just, that's something that I'm more and more learning to cope with and understand and things of that nature. But the thing about it is, with everybody else, the thing about it is, you see, one thing that also leads to it is people tend to, if there's one thing that happens, that's it, and I used to find that funny, but the thing about it is, that's it. Like, you got it turned in, you got that special thing done and that's it, like you're not really, after you done with it, you're not thinking about how, oh man, like I barely made that one, what could I do? Like got some people that's just thinking, oh well, I mean, when I wake up tomorrow, I'm not even going to be worried about this anymore. That's fine too. But I mean, at the same time, if you're not paying attention to that, what else aren't you paying attention to? So, and in a sense, this could also be about that, just simply, attention. Like, just attention, And I wouldn't say seek attention. It's just that, I mean, if you're not being focused on it, then honestly, that's also something that, like that, it's actually another thing I had to bring up too, that kind of leads to procrastination is just, lack of focus. And, well, whenever you do, basically, like, how they might say you get what you pay for, or, your event will turn out the way in which your event or your assignment will turn out the way in which you worked on it, or some sense like that. Well, in a sense, it will, and it will depict you. It will depict where your focus level is, where your mind is, things of this, things and that. And, it's be careful what you put on the internet. Well, because especially if your product is documented, then this will be something that will follow you for a while. And you may regret, this may not be on your mind right now, but 10, 20, maybe 10, 15, maybe not even that, 5 years from now, this may be something that may haunt you. And, somebody may say, well, let's look at your portfolio or whatever it is that you might need this for. You never know what you're going to need, that you might need whatever you did for, and it has to represent you now. And you may not be this person anymore. And of course, you could just do it over again. But, well, if you were thinking like this back then, it wouldn't be a problem now. And you just slide right in. There is no work to do. Life skills just make life easier for you, in a sense, Do the heavy lifting now, therefore you don't have to worry about it later. And that's kind of where I'm coming from with procrastination as well, in a sense. A lot of people may be stuck as to why certain outcomes may take place, in a sense. They have no idea. It takes place. And their thing is, well, 5 hours from now, it's not even on their mind. Or it's just, well, hey, I mean, the inspiration just leaves if it ever even kicked in. Maybe the question was just there and that's it. And that's fine too. But it's just, well, I mean, thing about it is, if, things work off of us, if that's it, and that's all the thought process and that you decide to put into it because maybe, no one ever told you this or that before, no one ever told you, to pay more attention to this and that, Yeah, we all get affected by those things. We do. It's a part of life, No one is alone with that, Nobody knows everything. People do the best that they can. And the thing about it is, it's okay. But the thing about it is you don't necessarily have to be content with that if you don't want to, in a sense. So, I mean, at the end of the day, those that you may have learned that from, well, they're not the ones that are probably going to want what you want 5, 10 years from now. So keep that in mind. I mean, so then that just kind of falls on you. But, with procrastination, after I kind of, realized all of that some things that I might have not been prepared to interact with or even go in the direction of, you know, I had to say, well, look, this is something that you want. You know, you made this decision probably with no proper guidance towards it. However, I mean, are we just going to sit here and say, well, I don't know what to do? I wasn't made to really do this and that. Well, maybe that person you're competing with wasn't either, but that didn't stop them. And if they can do it, you can do it. I've gotten back into a little bit of, I wouldn't say religious practices. I never really left, but you know how they always say, like you can do all things through Christ who strengthens us or strengthens you. And the thing about it is, it's right. I have witnessed people being able to do things that they never thought was even possible. If you read their life story, you would think, how did this even happen? This makes no sense. Like, I honestly have done things that I feel like I wasn't even prepared to do. But, like I said, we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. I done been in a lot of situations where I'd say older or wiser individuals who saw it and who noticed how I take things a little differently than most, that said, well, look, if you honestly are serious about knowing how to do these things better and how to have a more planned process rather than, racking your mind and your brain with procrastination, then here you go, young man. Like, I can give you the jewels to simply how to not, make certain mistakes and this and that. And I said, well, thank you, Most don't really listen to it, but, I mean, you provided, you're going to give me lemons, I'll make lemonade and more if I can, add the lemon on it and everything. The sugar, stir it up. Y'all know where I'm going with that, but it's just, I said, okay, well, great. I mean, I don't really, I don't enjoy, like I said, if I don't really have to stress about something, then I don't want to. That's just how I'm feeling. So, I mean, procrastination, it brings that to a lot of individuals. And simply, like you said, some people just don't really have those who tell them, hey, like, don't wait on that no more. Don't do this again. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that anymore. And, well, I told myself that, I guess, I mean, I had people make me feel bad about what I did, but they didn't necessarily say don't do it again, if that makes sense. Like, if you, had started, this and that, whatever, then, it wouldn't have been all this, that, and the third. Well, thank you for acknowledging the problems. So where's my solution at? Oh, well, okay. There isn't one that's going to come next. It's just about the problems. Cool, then I'll create one. If I don't see one, I mean, and that's just what it is. All right, great. You said that's what I should do instead. Well, I'm going to do it differently then. How about that? So, I mean, and I just did it, So, I mean, yeah, y'all can take this home with you if you want to. I hope y'all grab something about this. From this, took something from it. And like I said, I'm not saying procrastination is the worst thing in the world. I'm just saying that, especially nowadays, people are pressed with a lot more situations and things to deal with. And if this helps, it helped me, to try to overcome procrastination. I'm still working against it. So, or on it, should I say. But if this helps whoever it helps, congratulations. And, well, you're welcome. How should I say that? So, I mean, but wasn't trying to really be that long today. So, I will catch y'all on the next one. And, well, like, comment, subscribe, however this thing works. And y'all will see Clean Cam or Killer Cam on the very next one, which will probably coming to you a little sooner. So thank you all once again for your support, and I'll be signing off. Work on that procrastination, and y'all see y'all next time.